But go.
What is up out there, internet land? I am Xcala, and these are my two sabers, and they're coming for you. I can't do the perspective quite right here. They're coming for you. What is up, everybody out there? I am Xcala with the Kyber Cave. This right here is Flannel Go back.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? It's great to be back.
Yes. How was your vacation, man?
Whew. Oh, it was great. I just needed that break. I just needed to refresh my mind a little bit. It's been a rough few weeks for me during that time, but everything's all right now.
Right. Well, I hope you're well. I hope you got to rest that brain some because we've got exciting things happening at the Kyber Cave. Exciting things all the way around. I want to know, hey, what's up, Kevin? Hey, Kevin,
Kevin!
we're coming out to Benicia tonight. I'm right after we close the Kyber Cave. I'm gonna be I'm gonna go out to Benicia to do some photos. I want to take some photos in the dark on the beach with some sabers. So we're doing some saber photos.
And also, for he's a jolly good fellow, for
Well,
he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. Happy birthday, Sith Cat.
happy birthday, Cynthia. You totally threw me off with the first he's a jolly good fellow part of it. But yes,
Copyright.
happy birthday to the
Copyright.
Cynthia. Eternal. Actually, it was a couple people's. Yeah, today was a popular day for birthdays.
Yeah, like it was a few days ago. Yeah, his birthday.
Oh, was was it yesterday?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Hey, there's the man right there, Jose. Jose,
Jose.
Jose, you see this? This is coming for you, Jose. This is coming for you. Me and that guy over there. We're coming for you, buddy.
It's a challenge. It is a challenge.
We are going to be taking a crew of 8 fighters. We have capped it off. We have 8 fighters that are going to be heading down to downtown LA to the Crate Base. They are a Lightspeed based group, and they have challenged us to a saber duel. And what do we say to challenges, Vic? Vic?
We coming for you.
That's what we say to challenges. That's right. We're going to have a good time regardless. So that's going to be March 28th. We're going to be doing a live stream of that so you can watch all the action as it's taking place down there.
Oh, definitely. It won't. It's literally my like fifth or fourth time in Los Angeles, but
Yeah.
this time we'll be
And how
beating.
many times fighting people?
This is actually my first time fighting with glowy sticks.
Yeah, see, it's a whole different experience.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey, have you been watching WandaVision at all?
don't even get me started on that.
Man,
I
don't be
only
trying to
watched the once.
spoil
I
it.
only watched these episode one. I only started episode one.
You only started episode. Well, you have been gone, so I guess I can forgive you a little bit. You've only seen episode 1. They're up to 7 now, and all the other episodes were half hour, but number 7 was a 1 hour episode,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's fantastic, man. You've got. I think this is your type of show, dude. Because the first couple, you're trying to figure out what's going on, and then things start getting revealed to you. I
Oh
think.
yes.
I think this is going to be your type of show. And you know what? We're not worried about your Lord Prometheus. We got a Hulk.
Oh okay. Oh don't worry. Okay. Okay. All right. At the North Pole, those are fighting words, partner.
That was my little Avengers reference there.
No spoilers, he says.
Yeah, no spoilers. It was an excellent show. I think for people that we're kind of on the fence about watching WandaVision, if you're wondering, especially if you watched the first or 2 episodes and then stop watching it because you're like, I don't know if this is right for me. I promise you, just keep plugging through. All the things get explained, and it's a fantastic story. And there's 3 more left, so I'm excited to see where it goes after this.
Oh yes, definitely. And Ezra tried to spoil it for me when I was out and about, and
Oh,
I
see
told
how
him stop there, please stop there. No, just
see how Ezra do.
yes.
Hey, before we go on too much further, and before I forget what I'm doing, Do we have some photography up there, Mr. Flannel?
Oh yes, we
Yeah,
do.
fantastic sponsor for our show tonight. Our sponsor tonight is Grateful Photography, located here in the Kyber Cave at 915 Texas Street in Fairfield, California, and online at bayareacosplay.com. Grateful Photography does portrait photography, cosplay, general, and wedding photography. They have package deals to fit any budget, including the No Frills wedding package at just $550. Grateful Photography gives you a copy of the raw and edited files. That's something that almost no other photographer will do. And here's why that's important: it gives you an archive of the photos for safekeeping, and it gives you the ability to edit them in any way you want in the future, and it gives you the right to make your own prints. That's important if you're a cosplayer who sells their prints at conventions. You can make the prints and sell them all you want without any markup. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh yeah.
Availability is limited. Visit Grateful Photography at bayareacosplay.com to book your appointment now.
Nice.
Yes, I'm telling you, if you haven't already called him, we're coming up to summertime. People are going to be excited to get out there and take pictures. You need to call him at Grateful Photography.
Definitely. I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of excitement, our flow of the show today. So our producer of the show, you never really get to see him because he's behind the scenes bringing you all of these great flow artists. But he is our flow artist for today. So this
Yes.
is Mr. James Kaiser, aka Darth Cephalus, and he is our flow for the show artist for today. So we ready to go with that?
Yep. Roll it.
Ow!
Right.
Dude, do you see him making the saber levitate all around him?
Oh yes, defying gravity right there, and also using the force. That is great.
I don't know what that's called. I've seen, obviously I've seen other artists do it. And it's absolutely amazing when they do it, but I don't know what that's called. Gino, what is up, Gino? So yeah. If someone wants to tune in, chime in, and tell me what that type of style is called, where you make your. I know it's like they've got like this rubber band kind of thing that makes it go out, and it's a matter of need to know how to spin it.
Yep.
Chris,
oh yeah,
what's
Chris,
up?
I'm back. Yeah, Chris, I'm back.
Oh, Flannel's your favorite. I see how it is.
Oh, Dom broke his feelings.
So yes, oh man, this show is just flowing by right now. I can't believe how quickly everything is going.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh
It's
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, some new people just came into the cave. Big for
Well,
classes.
so for those that don't know, Kyber Cave is a storefront. We are the country's only store slash dojo. So every once in a while, you're going to hear people coming into the store. Flannel's up at the front of the store. That's why he's wearing the mask. I'm hidden back here in the Bat Cave, so I get to wear no mask.
Where are you? I wanted.
So, I know. But you know what? The mask is your preview for what your cosplay that you're going to do when cons finally open back up.
Oh yeah, definitely. And what I heard is that well, Mastercards are still going to be required. I heard that places are starting to open back up in March.
See, that's perfect because we're going to have Dominic Pace here in April.
Yeah.
So
So everybody, please put on the mask. It is important that you please wear the mask. We are almost done with this. We are almost done.
Yeah, just put it on so we can get this done with and get back to our conventions and stuff. All right, so I want to bring on our guest. Our guest has been patiently waiting. This gentleman that is coming on tonight, I am very excited to talk about. He is a gentleman that runs what's called the Chi-Town Saber Ninja Academy. So if you got a saber and you're a ninja, this is the man to talk to. He does an amazing amount of work. He's got a bunch of videos and tutorials. So during this time of COVID, even when you've been home, stuck at home, haven't been able to get out and see people, he has lesson plans to keep people motivated and teach them lots of new tricks. He's also a bit of a flow artist as well. So
nice.
I'm very excited to find out about Mr. Jason Gonzalez. Hey, what's up, Daddy-O?
Yo, what's up? I'm live and ready.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. Here in Chicago, we got about 2 feet of snow. So, yeah, I'm done. I'm about done with snow, but I'm good. I'm good.
Now, I see you got your poster back there behind you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what Chi-Town Sabers is?
Well, definitely my message is fitness. Right now is a very important time of health and things like that, and staying moving in a time where we're not supposed to be moving. But I just want to give the message that it is never too late to start to get a healthy routine in fitness. You know, I started training when I was about 31 years old.
Wow.
From the age of about 15 to about 30, let's just say I had kind of a party lifestyle. And I started training. I'm 38 years old now. I started training when I was 31, and I made it a goal to compete on American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
I saw the show on TV. I started trying to get a little healthy lifestyle, and I was like, what better place than to go on American Ninja Warrior and see what I could do, you know? So I went from not being able to do 10 push-ups and 5 pull-ups, nothing, to like I'm 38 and now I could like handstand down the stairs, and I actually became a sponsored athlete at the age of 36. So
wow.
A lot of people say that, like, you know, certain ages are your prime, your 20s are your prime or whatever, but I'm here to defy all laws of gravity and say that it is not true. You can, at any time, it's never too late to start to get a healthy routine in fitness. You know, it's so important, you know, right now, especially.
You know, I find that very encouraging myself, because, you know, I'm not necessarily a skinny man myself, and I think I've been using quarantine as an excuse for, you know, for all the extra snacks that I've had. But, you know, to hear that you did it, you know, you always hear about these young guys that are fantastic and look buff, but to hear that, you know, it's not something that has to be reserved just for the guys in the 20s. It doesn't matter what about guys like me in their 40s?
And it's all about your mind. It's all about whatever you believe. If you believe, like the saying, you know, if you believe you can do it, you can do it. If you believe you can't, you can't. You're both right, you know. But like, right now, like I created this Lightsaber Academy during like a really rough time of my life. I would take my lightsaber up to a hill and put my headphones on, and I'd play, like, you know, John Williams and theatrical music, and I would flow with my saber, and it helped me through a really rough time in my life. And kids would come up to me and be like, oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. You know, and like, I was in martial arts when I was young, like from grammar school till about high school. Then I got kind of too cool for martial arts. I don't know what it was. It was, but I do have a martial arts background. You know, I studied Shirei Goju-Ryu. I did bow staff, the katana. We had sais, spear, dagger. So like all these old elements of things I learned from back in the day came back, you know, when I wanted to start this academy. So these kids really encouraged me. And I was driving home one late night, midnight, after doing some Saber Flow, and I'm like, that would be awesome to create a Lightsaber Academy, but incorporate, because I'm a pro calisthenic athlete. That's what I'm sponsored as, a calisthenic athlete. So I'll be like, to incorporate a Lightsaber Academy with form and also like real Jedi training. Like we do ninja obstacles and we do calisthenics, and like, you know, being a Jedi is like, you know, there's a philosophy to it, but there's also, you got to think that there was some physical training. We never got to see like a full Jedi training, what a day was like in the Jedi Temple. But I figured it would be something structured with like reading, meditation, physical training, you know, swordsmanship. They had to have chambers of this training. So I created and structured this program to be like a real Jedi training. So there is lightsaber involved, but we have a lot of physical training involved in it. So I brought in the realm of Star Wars and the 7 forms of lightsaber combat. Shicho, Makashi, Sorsu, Ataru, Niman, Juyo, Shien. You know, I created a form for each one and requirements for each you know, promotion. So to go, so my levels are Initiate, Padawan, Apprentice, Jedi, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, Grandmaster, and then the final one is Crate Dragon Master. So I created these levels of it, and each of them have specific, you know, obviously it's got a lightsaber form and it has requirements, but also physical training involved in it. And when they do their promotion test, they have to pass workout requirements as well. And some of them further into the academy, you know, once they get further, there's even like mile runs, 5.4 mile run. You have to complete a certain amount of like workouts in a certain amount of time. So this is a very thought out, structured curriculum that I have running in this academy. So it is sabers, but it's also a full Jedi training program where we even have something that I call Jedi Talk, where we'll all sit in a circle and we'll talk about fear and anger and things like that. And like everybody will name one thing they fear and one thing that makes them angry. And I feel like if I can, even those 2 things, fear and anger, if I can get kids or even adults to just figure out what makes them tick and what they're afraid of, that these things are be a great justice for mental health as well. So physical health, mental health, like I really believe in this academy. You know, I created this from my imagination, from the heart of my imagination, the imagination of my heart. And like, it keeps getting worse. Like every time I come up with these ideas, I'm just like, oh my God, like this is great. So right now, what I'm really stoked on is I created these holocrons. So it's like, all it is actually just a profile page. And when you join the academy, you choose your path, Jedi, Sith, or by popular demand, the Gray Jedi. Everybody's like, you need to make a gray Jedi holocron. So all it is basically a profile page. So I'm like, or if you want to join the academy, it's free. So I'll put their picture in there, and then it has like their name, you know, their Jedi name or Sith name, and then like goals, hobbies, things like that. So I create this profile, I send it to them, and voila, you're officially enrolled in the academy. So that's the newest thing that has been catching attention. So I got like people that join the academy from France and Spain and Germany that just, you know, basically to join the academy is just to get this profile. And whether they ever even come to a class or not, I don't know. But if I create their holocron, they're enrolled in the academy. And then right now what I'm doing is putting on my YouTube channel, I'm working on filming all 7 forms of, you know, from the Chi-Town Lightsaber Academy, 7 forms, you know, from, you know, Shicho to Juyo. Put them on there, and you know, my Ataru form, that was one that was a little bit tricky because, like, you know, we obviously know that like Shicho is like a basic Kendo Japanese type of style, and Sorsu is the defensive, more of a defensive Japanese stance. Makashi is fancy. We all know that stuff, but in my style, like I was like Ataru, that's like more of an acrobatic style. So I had one of my buddies who does he runs a capoeira course here at the academy that I train. So through capoeira, we created this little form for Ataru. So I definitely have done some research in different styles just to formulate this curriculum that I have, you know. So it's really has me really captivated right now. So besides all my ninja training, and besides the fact that I'm like a calisthenic athlete, and I do these things like in calisthenics, I'm known as like a rep athlete. So I battle. I travel across the country doing like workout battles against these like beastly guys. I battled a guy last February, 10 years younger than me, a one-on-one battle, and I beat him. And it was like, this athlete is amazing though. That doesn't take away anything from him. This guy can like backflip off a garage. I will not do that. There's like certain things I do, but he has a lot of athletic abilities that I don't. But he called me out and was like, let's do this, let's battle. So that's also a thing in the calisthenic world where like athletes call each other out, and then like the judges will create a workout, and then like we see who does it faster. So there's like, that's another thing that I'm involved in. And Ninja Warrior, I mean, I competed on there. I fulfilled the goal. You know, I did compete on American Ninja Warrior. I didn't do as well as I wanted, okay? But you know what? I came out with my lightsaber. I came out like right before I got on doing some infinity swings. And I was just like, I brought my saber with me and I fulfilled that dream. But all in all, like American Ninja Warrior is just a reality show, you know? It comes around once a year and they get about 10,000 applications a year. And it's really hard to get on this show. So just for even getting the opportunity to be on this show, like I am just grateful. Like not a lot of people could say that, like they competed on Ninja Warrior. Like I got that opportunity, you know? So
Yeah,
I just feel blessed.
Fantastic. And I was gonna say, you know, with everything you're doing with your Chi-Town Academy there, it's all from the films, right? You had Luke doing training with Yoda. He was running around the swamps and climbing up vines, right? Then you see the the youngling in the temples getting their training with the droids. You had Luke with the holy the knowledge, the books that were sent down from the Jedi. So all of what you're talking about is based in Star Wars. I think that's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to make it like a real Jedi training program. But when I started, the thing was, it was August of 2019 when I got the idea. Like, oh my God, I'm going to create a Lightsaber Academy. And then I take this picture by the lakefront where I'm like, I have like this picture on my Instagram where I'm by the lakefront and I'm like this, and I'm pointing towards like downtown Chicago. And then I like posted like, I'm the Lightsaber Academy coming soon. But then like I had a winter program and it was going awesome. I had a good following, and then COVID happened. Right. In the midst of me trying to create this amazing idea, but I didn't let it stop me. So I was like, oh my God, it just totally shut down everything that I'm trying to do. So I was like, okay, instead of, because we were hosting it here in the dojo, you know? So instead of like beating myself up, I started to think. And I was like, okay, what do I do? So instead of like just buckling, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to launch a worldwide virtual campaign to keep people moving during COVID. I was like, oh, this is the best. Like I went virtual, reaching lightsaber like academies and Jedi groups from Taiwan, Colombia. It went from like having this dojo thing and like all devastated that it was like all messed up to like worldwide Saber Academy, where I was like reaching people everywhere. And I was just like, wow, like people need this. Like people needed to keep moving, you know? So we start a virtual program. We always start with, you know, a calisthenic warm up. And I'm real big because I do a lot of handstands. So I'm real big on wrist stretches. And I know that when it comes to Saber stuff, wrist stretches are very important. And also like just to prevent things like carpal tunnel from texting too much. And like, you know, like say you sleep under the pillow and you wake up and your hand's all jacked up, like, you know, like just like all these things that happen in real life. Like, so I have a nice a wrist warm up workout, you know, that I also, that's in the library of things I want to do for my YouTube channel, have a structured wrist stretch for, you know, people who are into lightsaber stuff and anyone, you know, pretty much, but like a nice wrist stretch, keep your wrist flexible and like, you know, so that they're working at their best.
Right. So I want to ask you, and I don't know if this, you know, if it's going too deep or too private or whatever, feel free
sure.
to skip questions. But you were saying that you had a, you know, let's say more of a fun path in your earlier career life.
Oh yeah.
And was there a moment? Was it kind of like a rock bottom moment where you're like, dude, I'm not happy in life. I need to find something to make me happy. What was it that really And why the lightsaber? Why, of all the things and directions you could have gone in life,
Really?
why the glow stick?
Okay. Okay. Well, my real passion though was music originally. And I was in my late 20s, like between like 25 and 30. I was an MC in a live hip hop band. So like I write songs, I MC, I could freestyle really crazy. I got some good punchlines and stuff like that. But I was following my path. We created 2 albums. We were traveling all over doing local gigs and stuff like that. But kind of like the band life, and it kind of triggered addiction in me. And I started to have an addiction problem. And I had to literally give up my dream, my passion of music, because I might not even be alive. You know, it was just leading me down an unhealthy path. And that was when I started to just work out. I joined like this CrossFit program and started working out. Then I had this vision of Ninja Warrior and all that. The lightsaber thing, I mean, I've always been like into Star Wars. I mean, I was born in 82, but my brother, he was born in 77. So like my older brother pretty much got me into it more. And he's still like a vintage collector. He collects. And I don't know, like I just wanted to buy a lightsaber back. I don't know. I got my first saber 3 years ago. I got an Ultra Sabers mystery box. I got this one right here, the Sentinel. And I painted it myself. I swagged it out. I made it my own. I put the Chi-Town star on it with the Jedi wings. I painted it, made it cool. Put like the gray Jedi symbol on the bottom. Like I made it my own. And then like I just started to get creative with it. And well, what really happened was like I went through a divorce, okay? And I was like totally just a wreck, you know, like I had like no ways of coping. So like I would put my headphone, I would go to this hill late at night, like after I worked, and I was just like all broken up, and I would just flow. Like I would just like take the saber, whether I was crying or screaming or whatever. I was just like, like just boom. And I started to actually piece together some little cool moves. You know what I'm saying? So it started as it was very therapeutic to me, I could say. It was therapy. It was saber therapy. And through this saber therapy is where I created this idea of coming up with the academy mixed with all my training. But it's just something like, I swear, like I conquered like my demons with my lightsaber. I'm sorry, I get a little emotional.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's,
all right.
I mean, you know, I'm
just real. I can't hide my emotions sometimes.
No, we like to see people that are passionate about what they do, because that just shows how serious it is with what you do. So you have, I mean, you have classes with children then of different age groups and adults as well.
Yeah, I run virtual and live kids classes. Like I'll have like maybe like 6 kids online and having a few kids in the house, and we'll do sabers for part of the time, and then like part of the program, the virtual ends first. So then I'll have the kids who are here, then I'll be like, all right, it's time to set up obstacles. So we've even done like obstacle saber dueling, where like you can get the higher ground. I have little obstacles where like you could jump. If you touch the ground, that's a point for the other side. If you get hit with the saber, you know the rules, but like if you touch the ground, that's also a point. So like if you're going for a point and you jump and hit the person first and then hit the ground, you still get the point.
Right.
Because you got the point first. So like it's the ground is hot lava, and so like I set up obstacles. So it's like we do like regular dueling, but we also do obstacle dueling. And there's some obstacles that are higher, so you can get the higher ground on them. And it's like I said, I'm getting real creative with this. Like I'm really invested in this, and like it is like the best thing that I've ever thought of.
Now, of course, when we're talking about the 7 forms of lightsaber combat, right? Basically, that came from the book called The Jedi Code. And it was just a few kind of throwaway pages in there. They were very small. It's not like you had a lot of like great detail. How did you figure, okay, this is what Chicho is going to be. This is what Vapad is going to be.
Yeah, okay, so here's how I did it. Chicho was just basic movements, just the basic movements, because in the lore, Chicho is like a non-lethal defensive style, or to subdue your enemy or opponent or something. So this one is just basics, slashes, slices, turn around, like it, It's going to be on my YouTube channel soon. You're going to see it. So then Makashi is obviously fencing. So it's like teaching on guard, teaching advance, retreat, lunges and things like that. So it's very basic. And then Sorsu, that form is supposedly, it was a defensive form. So this form I have is all blocks. It's all blocks, and then the last movement is the kill. It's the one, so it's like all blocks. So then Ataru is it's known as the acrobatic form. So that's why I had to get my capoeira buddy in here. So this one is like, it's a constant movement. And then you're moving with it. And then it has a cartwheel to the left. And then you do the movement, and then a cartwheel to the right, and then the movement. So they're very basic. But going further into the academy, I'm going to have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So we're going to have 21 forms altogether when I'm done. Wow. So right now, phase 1 is just one of each. Very basic. Very, very basic. So where are we at? We're at we passed Sorsu. Sorsu's the defensive one. Ataru. Then we're at Shien. Shien is the offensive style. That's like Anakin. That's like powerful. All power and all attack. It's just going forward. There is no retreat in Shien. You know what I'm saying? Like that is just go. So it's all attack. Wow. It's just all like fire in it. Like it's ferocious. So then it came down to Niemann. So I was like, Niemann, what is it? Like they didn't have really a good explanation. So in the Chi-Town Lightsaber Academy, Niemann is going to be with a staff. It's going to be a double saber. So Niemann is just going to either be 2 sabers or a staff. So Niemann in my Lightsaber Academy, the way I've structured it, is going to be either with 2 sabers or a bow staff. So the forms are going to consist of that. And then Juyo
is consistent with how it is, because Niemann is supposedly a little bit of all of the forms that come before it. But that's where people would learn to dual wield or, like you were saying, staff. So that you did it perfect.
Right. And then the final one, Juyo or Vapod, it's called it has 2 names or whatever. That one right there, it's going to be a little flavor of all of them. It's going to be, you're going to see some Makashi, you're going to see some gymnastics in it, of some Ataru, you're going to see some basics. So that one, and then the final one though, I was looking at the ranks, how am I going to do all 7? So I was like, all right, Initiate, Padawan, Apprentice, Jedi, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, and then Grandmaster. But then I'm like, we have to have one where you create your own form. Once you master all of them, that's when you're going to be considered the Crate Dragon Master. So I was like, because in Styles, they always call the Dragon Master. So I was like, how could I, in the realm of Star Wars, how could I add a dragon? I'm like, the Crate Dragon, the Crate Dragon Master. So that one was there. So in that one, once you master them all, you have to create your own form. That's going to be one of the requirements. And also I have an essay, the first one, the requirements for Padawan, it's 9 calisthenic movements. You have to remember the 7 forms of lightsaber combat, just to remember the name of them, Shicho, Makashi, you have to remember, I'm going to put them on the spot during promotion day. And then, display Shicho, the form, and then do the movements. And also there's an essay that they have to write. It could be short, about fear and anger. And every promotion has a different essay where they have to write something I know one of them, I can't remember right now because I don't have it in front of me, but is write an essay on a villain and a hero. I want to know, they can just write the definition, and then under it, what does a villain mean to them? What is a villain? What is a hero? They could do research, because it's all about, all in all, when you're living a Jedi path and you're a Jedi realist like myself, it's the hero's journey, just like every, the base of every great tale. It's all about our own individual hero's journey.
Right. Well, it sounds like you put a lot of thought into your different systems there. Did you find, because you said earlier that you had martial arts background from when you were younger, but I wouldn't assume that you've had fencing background and kendo background and all. Did you have a sword background, or did you have
sword
in order to create the system?
Both. So, because it was such a long time ago that like I needed to be refreshed. So I'm part of a group called Chicago Jedi, and I have a Jedi mentor, and he is a martial artist. He ran Shikata Dojo, and just by the grace of the universe, he's a weapons specialist. He's known as like a battle master, and his dojo is filled with weapons. So like he trained me. He created the 7 forms of lightsaber combat in his own way. And he trained me and refreshed me up on that. But yeah, I've taken some kendo classes. I've taken fencing classes since I've created this. And he's trained me for like the first like year that I was coming out with this. I'd go to him a few times a month, and it's just a blessing that I have like all the resources, like from me being a sponsored athlete. They let me run whatever programs I want at the dojo. Like besides like the Lightsaber Academy, I run a boot camp class every Tuesday and Thursday, a boot camp. And I also was running like a calisthenic 101 for women, women who are just not like, overweight or not motivated, so they could feel comfortable. I created this thing called Wonder Woman Wednesdays. So I had like a group of women that were coming here on Wednesdays. It was a really good support group where, I kept them motivated and I kept them, engaged, and I just feel blessed that like as a sponsored athlete, like, yeah, of course I gotta do tricks and do things with the shirt on, but like, it's also a job. They give me an opportunity here at the dojo to just create programs. They let me use my creative abilities, and like whatever I create, whatever ideas that I have, they let me try it here at the dojo, and including the Lightsaber Academy. And, I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to be a sponsored athlete. I'm blessed to have my Jedi mentor who assisted me, and like, he helped me, create this and make this official. Where like in November of 2019, I created Chi-Town Ninja LLC. I created this like myself as an athlete, as a business. And this past July, actually, this is great news. I quit my job of 16 years this past July to pursue my life in fitness. Yes.
That is fantastic.
And I'm totally like engaged in my business as an athlete. Like so as an athlete and a trainer, like it's more than one dimensional where I don't just do one-on-one training. I do group, I do one-on-one. I got the Wonder Woman Wednesday. I got the Lightsaber Academy. Like being a fitness trainer is a multi-dimensional, multiverse job. Like there's as much as your imagination could think. Be like, oh, I want to do a family class, because like right now, luckily our dojo is like, it's a smaller facility. So we have scheduled programs here, limited classes because of COVID, and things like that. And people want the smaller gym setting now. They don't want the big corporate gym, they don't want to go. A lot of people are afraid of that, so we have small programs. So like right now our gym is, it's, we're benefiting from having a smaller setting, and it's more personal when I have smaller classes. I like that.
Right. Yeah, and I'm sure the students do too. Have you had students that have been with you since the beginning?
Yes. I have two kids that have been with me since the beginning, and there's only 2 people that have been promoted in my Lightsaber Academy so far.
And what is it that you think they get out of it? It sounds to me, when I listen to your program, it sounds to me very similar to what I would expect from a typical martial arts program, where when my son was doing martial arts, he was doing Kajikimbo. It wasn't just about fighting. It was about learning respect and learning responsibility, learning to take care of your own, to take care of yourself. It sounds like you do a lot of lessons that are more than just swinging a lightsaber.
Yeah, definitely. It's about it's got to be the mind, body, and spirit. It's got to be all one in the program. And like, yeah, we do. Like I was saying, we do like Jedi talk where we get in the circle and we talk about fear and anger. And I want people to be able to identify these things and to know, like, from the time you got angry to the time it went away, because you're not still mad now. Like, you don't want to say anything and you don't want to do anything that you're going to regret, and especially for the young ones, I want the fear and the anger is like the biggest topic. And I also do things in class where we'll sit in the circle and I'll have everybody meditate, and I'll have everybody close their eyes and imagine what their career is going to be when they grow up, and close their eyes and imagine, like, okay, if you want to be a fireman or something, what will your day be like? You'll wake up, and are you going to have a family, or what is it going to be like? Are you going to put on your fireman suit in the morning? Like, I like to do visualization, like have them imagine, because I think if you can imagine yourself somewhere, you can physically manifest that,
Right,
so anything you can visualize, and that's why right now I hang out with guys that we're big on manifesting and visualizing. And I tell people, be careful, the saying, be careful what you wish for, because lately, like, the manifesting powers that I have right now are like kind of out of control. So I need to be careful what I wish for. And I want people, like, because right now you can tell that there's like an awakening or something. Everybody's all sage and crystals and all types of stuff right now. But like, you need to be careful what you're manifesting. Is that good for you? Because it will work. If you put some mind power to it, maybe what you're manifesting isn't good for you. So I think through meditation, I always encourage meditation. You could find your true purpose. You could find your deepest, the universe knows your deepest desire, and whatever you're trying to manifest, it either will work out or it won't, depending on if it's good for you or not. So definitely I encourage more meditation and just, self-searching, just dig deep.
Right. No, I completely agree with you. It's been amazing to me. When we first started Kyber Cave, it was literally, our first store was literally the size of a bedroom. We had 21 Ultra Sabers on the wall, and we were determined to sell lightsabers. And it's been amazing to me how people have just showed up. There's that old expression, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? So I
feel like that. Yes.
When you put passion in your heart, the universe opens up to you and puts people in your way that just, help you to that next step. So I agree with you 100%. So let me ask you, I want to ask you this. With all that you've been doing during the pandemic, with the videos that you've been doing, you were talking about how you've been able to spread yourself internationally. What do you see as kind of the bigger goal for Chi-Town Ninja? Could you see this as a international franchise? I mean, would you like to be able to go to England and see a Chi-Town Ninja class there? Or
I mean that sounds big, but like, I like where it's at now, but like, I'm just flowing with it. I'm going to continue to create these ideas, and I'm up for pretty much anything, especially something like that. But yeah, I just really want people to understand what this academy is about, and where it came from, and how, like, I literally created this academy from like being broken,
right?
And how this is just spreading so much, like how lightsaber spreads light into so many people in different ways. And some people see it from different angles. Some people are just like, oh, wow, look at that Star Wars nerd with the lightsaber. Some people kind of get it. Some people don't. Like, if it did blow up internationally or something, then I would really be up for it, but I'm just taking it a day at a time. And I'm just like, right now, just kind of worried that maybe Disney is going to see that I have the 7 forms of saber combat, and they're going to like come at me or something. But if I did get an email from Disney, I'd probably be like, I would probably screenshot it and go crazy with it. Be like, yeah.
Right. But take it seriously. Like I said,
yeah, no, but you know what I mean. Like, I'd be like, oh my god, like Disney is like looking at this. But yeah. Then I'd probably change the names. Like I said, I change them to like instead of Shicho, it'd be like Shicho, maybe with like CHI. Makashi would be Akashi minus the M.
Well, do you see what it says at the bottom of the screen right there? It says Kyber Cave is not affiliated with Disney or Lucasfilm.
Right.
I guarantee I have been told that Disney is watching this show, not necessarily this particular show, but the show.
Oh, crap.
Because we have had celebrities on that have been a part of the movies and things like that. So
right, anything in the franchise, trust me, they're watching.
The mouse has ears everywhere.
Yes, he sure does. But yeah, I got another cool tip for my Ultra Saber. There's something that I adapted to it that I want to share. It's just a Sentinel. I got it in a mystery box. I only own one real glow saber. I have a bunch of padded sabers in my academy. We use these fencing masks, and we use padded sabers. I got these really cool sabers that are padded from a really cool martial arts company, and yeah, the hilts are cool. We use padded sabers, and I'm not at the level yet where like I'm dueling with the armor like in But one of my side goals is joining the TSL, the Saber Legion, and one day competing in that in the Saber Legion. But here, this is what I did. You know how these things got AAA battery pack?
Yes.
And the stupid battery pack just kept breaking.
Yes.
Those little cheap, they're brittle. Like, they got to do something. But anyway, so I got this link from a guy from Kentucky Jedi. He's like, yeah, you just cut the wires. He's like, and you can hook up like a USB in there, you know, and cut the info. So I rewired it with USB. I got a rechargeable battery, which I swagged out with a little crystal. It's just for show. So I got this battery pack, a recharge. I could literally I could charge my phone with this if I have a cord, you know, because it's just a battery pack. So then you plug in the USB, bam, instead of AAAs. And then when you turn it on, I got my Kyber crystal, bam, it glows when you turn it on. It goes back in there. So like I got my own little... And it's a little artsy too. I put the crystal in there just to make it look cool. And luckily the battery pack had a blue light, so my blue saber, blue crystal, whatever. So
that's a good.
Yeah, that's a tip for anybody who's having problems with the AAAs. You can cut it, put the USB, find a battery pack that'll actually fit, and there you go. Ends the problem. So this thing lasts it'll last like a few days.
Oh, that's beautiful.
There you go.
That is fantastic.
That's one little tip, and I also got creative because you know how much I love my academy. I created a saber case out of PVC. With all this, with a strap on it and everything, so I can carry it. But yeah, my lightsaber, I named it Vishuddha after the throat chakra, so I put that on there. That symbol on the bottom cap. I got a Jedi symbol right there. Right. And then around it is my Jedi name, J Sunrider. That's my Jedi name. I put that in arborish around it. Close it up. And then on the bottom, I got like some little, the ancient Jedi symbol, infinity, the yin yang, a few things, swagged it out, made it my own. And then I have like this little metal thing right here. So just in case I turn my saber's on in here, I can see it glowing. So I'm like, oh crap. Let me go.
Very smart. Well, hey, Jason, we've come up to the end of our segment here. Time went fast. I wanted to ask you if people want to find out more about Chi-Town Ninja Lightsaber Academy, if they want to find out more about you or the videos that you have coming out, how can people get a hold of you? Do you have an Instagram page? What's the best way?
Yeah, you could. I'm on Instagram at Chi_Town_Ninja, CHI_TOWN_NINJA. You could also look up on the website for the dojo. It's www.goinfinitetraining.com. Go Infinite is the team that I'm sponsored by. It's a calisthenic team, and we do a lot of great things in the community. Go Infinite is, we turn like empty lots into calisthenics and gardens, and like their vision lines up with my vision. That's how we got together. So like, yeah, on the website or on Instagram, you can definitely get a hold of me. And I have a YouTube channel, which there's not a lot of content, but it has mostly like my calisthenic rep battles, but it's Chi-Town Ninja on YouTube.
Excellent. Well, Jason, thank you so much for being with us. I know things have been crazy during this time of COVID, keeping your name out there, but you've been doing a fantastic job. I found you online, so you are out there. And for anybody that's in the Saber groups and forums, you've probably seen a lot of Jason's videos. So thank you so much for being with us tonight, and please keep up what you're doing.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for having me. And yeah, definitely if I'm ever in the West Coast, I'm hitting you up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to visit the Kyber cave, you know it.
We're one of the only places in the country that have sunshine right now, so
yeah, really. Tell me about it. Like I'm done. We got like 2 feet of snow right now. I'm like, I like a little bit of snow, but this is just like
dude, yesterday I think we had at least 2 or 3 feet of sunshine.
Oh, burn. Burn.
All right, man. Thank you so much. You stay warm
Peace.
out
All
there.
right. Peace, and may the force be with you always.
And always with you. Take care. What is up? How are you doing, sir? I can't hear your mic at all. I hear you from the other room, but I don't hear your mic.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I was saying
Yeah.
that was a good interview.
Man, it is amazing to me how many different people. So we've done 2 weeks in a row. We've had 2 different Saber Academies, but you can see the different approaches that they take to it, and even different motivations for doing it too. So that's
Exactly.
absolutely amazing.
No, exactly, and that's amazing knowing that we're not the only ones. There's other people out there.
I know we're not the only freaks.
and you know, everyone's into the Star Wars movies. You know that, right?
Right.
Are you? Yeah, but there's also some people that do not go into the Star Wars at all. And I have one particular video that completely souls the deal.
Okay.
Here you go.
TikTok video.
Yep.
Obsessive fan. All right, let's see this video.
All right, movie time.
Can we watch Frozen?
No, I do not have enough wine in this house to make it through that movie.
How about a Star Wars movie?
What's Star Wars?
It's some stupid movie where a bunch of wizards run around with laser swords and they all have daddy issues.
Hey, Riley, why don't you tell your mom that it's a flawless cinematic masterpiece?
Okay, Mom, Dad says it.
Riley, how about you tell your father I was the one that made dinner and cleaned it up, so I should be the one that picks the movie?
Dad, Mom says that.
Hey, Riley, why don't you tell your mom about the dent I found on the side of our car today?
Sometimes you like that.
Exactly.
You are a lucky person indeed if you can find yourself a mate that's into the same thing you are.
Exactly.
In fact, I was talking to V, our cosplay producer, about doing like a segment that's like a couples cosplay. You know what I mean? Like, I always think those couples that are into cosplay together are the coolest couples because, like, your partner's not going to yell at you for spending too much money. They get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that is the coolest. And on that note, where is Miss V? Is she here?
Yes, she is right there.
Hey, what's up?
Actually, a little preview. We do have a couple couples that are going to be coming on the show pretty soon. That's just a spoiler.
Oh man, we missed it for Valentine's Day show.
We really should have.
Yeah, we'll make that a thing for next Valentine's Day show. We'll make sure to have a couples cosplay on there.
Cosplay in the time of love.
Yes, I'm digging it. So, Miss V, I know our guest tonight is a gentleman named Jim Eastman, and I've seen lots of cool costumes, but I know nothing else.
I think this guy speaks for itself. We have if you love Mandalorian, Star Wars, this guy has a lot to teach and a lot to share. So let's bring him on.
Woohoo!
Hey!
Hey! I was excited to see that workshop earlier.
Nice. I'm glad you like that. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm in love with this. Hi, Jim.
Hi there. How are you? This is great being on. Kyber Cave. Awesome.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah, we're so excited to have you. In fact, love your Mandalorian shirt.
Well, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your cosplay. Maybe start with, of course, I'm guessing that there's a little Mandalorian involved.
Yes. That seems to be something I've gravitated towards, over the years. I was that typical kid that just loved Halloween and started building cardboard robots when I was a kid. Saw Star Wars when I was 7 years old. Ended up my first Star Wars toy was a Darth Vader and a Boba Fett, and it just kind of carried on from there. But Boba was always this mysterious character, and we didn't know a whole lot about him. But in the years since, they've the Mandalorians have seemed to step forward a little bit into the limelight, and everybody's starting to really understand why there's this passion, and they have such great fans, and just love everything Mandalorian. So yeah, got into building Mando suits in 2000, I would say 6, with my own pre-production Boba Fett, and then later on in 2013 joined a local chapter. So I've been building ever since.
And you mind telling us a little bit about that local chapter, or the name of the chapter that you joined?
Well, the local chapter that I'm a part of is called the Mandalorian Mercs. You can find them online. Just about everywhere you go, you'll be able to find some group that you can call up and be a part of. They're always going to be helpful and willing to show you how to build stuff, teach you the ins and outs, and how to save money, building these costumes. A lot of what we use is actually used, and if you can find some boots and a jumpsuit at a thrift store or something like that, that's always a really good start. And the nice thing is you don't need a bunch of new stuff, because you want your custom Mandalorian to be a seasoned bounty hunter that looks like he's been traveling the universe. So when you're creating your own bounty hunter, you want him to have that scruffy looking, beat up kind of Mandalorian feel. You don't want him looking pristine and clean just off the factory show floor. So yeah, that's what makes it fun. You get to pick your own colors and build and create your own character name and everything.
And wow, for your Mandalorian, are these all yours, or things you made for other people?
Well, most of some of the pictures I've shown with you, my main character is called Saber. It's something that I created, and I drew him a long time ago when I was in the military, back in like '93. But I just thought he would look really cool, and I kind of went with that look years later when I built my own suit. But all the other photos, that's him right there in the middle. And he has a unique horn. Some people love it, some people hate it. I don't really know. I just think it looks kind of cool. But some of the other photos, that's another shot of him coming out of a cave. And there's something about putting on that suit. When you look at that suit, it looks cool to see, but there's something about putting on that Mandalorian suit that it just kind of makes you feel, you feel like that character, and it's the closest, I've ever come to like saying you're part of the Star Wars universe. And I'm sure with the 501st, with the guys that wear Darth Vader and the Stormtroopers and all of the other characters, I'm sure they feel it too. But there's something about having that bucket on, and you just get that T-visor view, and it's just a dream come true, really.
And you work with other Mandos, because I see some of these pictures here.
Right. Yep, that's my daughter. She's 16. That's her suit right there. Yep.
Can't resist a good picture, of course, of a really amazing build, because you work, I gather you work really hard. These are no joke. You don't just wake up and go, I'm gonna build a Mandalorian tomorrow.
Right. But the nice thing is you meet people, they tell you kind of like their look that they want, and some of their the things, the colors and the designs. And it's really, it's nice to have your own suit, but when you get to teach other people and you get to work with them and kind of help like their dream come true, and you work with them side by side, that's actually really, really fun. You get to learn a lot about the person, and you're not just building a suit, you're creating a best friend in some cases. And some of the other suits you'll see there are like suits that I've done for my cousins. That suit was done for Enrique, a cousin of mine, and I just had an absolute blast. I was able to try so many new techniques I had learned, over the years, and then just try things that I've always wanted to try. And you get to just, you know, when you're helping somebody, you get to try new techniques on their builds. And then when you see them at a con walking around, it's just amazing. It's a really, really satisfying hobby. And I understand why people dress up as Jedis and stormtroopers and all this stuff. It's just so satisfying.
And there's a tradition that, and I know a little bit about this because I'm aiming to join a chapter right now.
Nice.
I haven't quite, I haven't quite gotten there yet. But there's a tradition, and you want to talk a little bit about that tradition with the groups?
Like, well, what specific? Because I mean, there's so many.
Build parties. There's a photo I'm bringing up.
Well, build parties. Okay, yeah. So what we do, I know we call them armor parties in the Mando Mercs, and basically what you're just doing is you're taking over your materials, you're taking over your helmets, your armor, anything you have. And the nice thing about this is the collective knowledge. I mean, so many people have either completed their builds or they're in the process of building their suits. So you're going to meet people that are already done, and you're going to meet people that are building just like you. And it's really awesome when you help somebody, teach them how to, you know, trace and cut out their own armor scaled to their size, and you help them shape that armor. And then you tape it on them, and they get a real sense of like, oh my God, this is happening. Like, you know, these people just helped me shape my armor. And then what that's going to do is that's going to propel them forward. They're going to go home, they're going to sand it, they're going to prime it and paint it and really give it the battle damage that they want. And, you know, whether it's scarring or, you know, any kind of battle damage you can think of is perfectly acceptable because it's your build, it's your creation. So yeah, the armor parties, what they are is that they're just glorified barbecues, and people, big kids building toys, and little kids running around having fun, and they're always a good time, and we absolutely love them. With COVID-19, it kind of put a stop to all that temporarily, but you know, hopefully all of this will be temporary soon. Hopefully, you know, once they start rolling out the vaccines for everybody, I'm hoping to open up my doors soon and have armor parties like that for my local chapter. And the cool thing is anybody was welcome at my armor parties, whether it's 501st, you know, Rebel Legion. If you're building anything and you want to come and just have fun and hang out with Star Wars people, those are the type of armor parties and events you can attend with the Mandalorian Mercs.
And of course, I see. Let's see. Want to tell us what this is exactly? It's a
right. So, yeah. So in my shop, I have what's called a vac former. It's a relatively new toy. I mean, I've had it for about 1.5 years, but what you can do is basically you would take something like this. This is a knee armor from Boba Fett. And I call this the Master, but you're basically making it out of Sintra plastic. And then what I'll do is I'll use that vac former that you see. There's a heating element on the top. Yeah, there's a heating element on the top, and then you just bring it down like a printer, and then you turn on the vacuum on the bottom inside that cabinet. And what it'll do is it'll take the plastic, and it'll just with obviously with the vacuum, it'll just you know, it'll suction it to the piece, and you end up with something like this. So once you have this positive, you would take this, you would seal up the sides after you pull it off, and then you pour yourself either plaster. This is a plaster piece, but you can use Hydrostone, and this is what you're going to use all the time, and you can just stamp these out left and right, and you end up with a finished piece like this that you can trim, and you can wear this, and it's relatively light. You can wear this all day at a con, and you won't even feel it. So that's what that machine does, and it's a lot of fun. We can do cod plates. Yeah, that's actually, that armor right there is Death Watch from The Mandalorian that I've been working on, and those are the masters, and I'm getting ready to stamp those out and then turn them into plaster. So fun process.
It certainly, and you know, because it's funny how everything looks so heavy, but it's relatively light, but it is a lot of work, and it does get very, very expensive. I'm finding out quickly.
Well, it can, but you know, this is where you're going to want to meet your local builders, you know, that are trying that have already built Mandalorian suits. People within the Mandalorian Mercs in your local chapter, they're going to teach you how to avoid some of these money pits. Some of the they're going to try to help you save as much money as possible. They're all going to be super friendly people. You got a lot of really nice people in your area, so yeah, they'll potentially help you avoid some money traps that cosplayers get into. But I made all those same mistakes when I was young. I bought a lot of stuff that you know, I thought was real or were expensive that didn't need to be expensive. For instance, some of the armor that you see on some of our suits, like this here, you can get at Tap Plastic, and you can get a whole sheet of this stuff. It's called PVC foam board, and it's really sturdy. It's really strong, but we use this stuff to make the Mandalorian armor, and it's relatively inexpensive. You can get a 4x4 sheet of this stuff for about $40, and you can trace out all of your armor from head to toe. Not your head, but from collar on down. Relatively inexpensive. The part that you'll need help with is your local chapter will help you shape it, and the shaping is really hard to do on your own. Recently, I've had to find people that are my size, similar to me, and then I shape it to them, and then I make minor adjustments on me. For other people, so this PVC foam board, when you heat it up, it becomes real pliable, and I'm able to just put it on somebody and shape it to them and make minor adjustments on the sides and stuff. But that part, it just takes somebody that knows how to do it. Money-wise, it's not super expensive. Some of the areas that will be a little more costly, depending on what you're looking for, are the helmets. And I've seen them. They can be, you can get a helmet that's a toy, and you can convert a toy and make it passable, but that takes a lot of work. Or you can buy a really high-end helmet that requires no work at all. So that's really a personal choice on your end. But your local Mandalorian Mercs, they'll teach you those options, and then you decide what's best for you.
And yeah, I won't get too into it, but I know there's things like the Black Series that came out, which are I'm seeing a lot of people play with. And I know some of the Mandalorian Mercs, the 501st, they all have requirements, which is, which are, you know, really interesting to get into, because you sort of learn a little bit about the character itself, I suppose.
Right.
And it's fun to kind of play with, to create a character in itself.
Oh, that's a part that I never really thought about at first, but man, that's so satisfying to create a character, name your character, and I know for me, one of the highlights of my Mandalorian Merc, being a part of this club, was the second troop, or it was the first or second troop. I think it was the second troop I ever had, was a Make-A-Wish event. And it was in Fresno. I went to it, and my character Saber that you saw with the battle horn, they wanted me to stand next to Darth Vader, and then they had stormtroopers flanked around us, like on the sides of us. And I know we were like taking serious pictures, and I'm trying to look like a super awesome, intimidating bounty hunter. But in the inside of my helmet, I had the biggest smile. I just couldn't believe that they allowed me, somebody who created their own character, to stand next to Darth Vader. I was over the moon. I I've had plenty of hobbies in the past, but I mean, here I was standing next to Darth Vader, and they allowed me to, and it was a character that I created, and so it's very, very satisfying when all this is over and we start going to cons and everything. You're gonna see, and you're gonna feel it when you put on your armor.
Yeah. To become part of the universe, you're essentially a character in the universe, which is I'm very excited for COVID to be over and
Right.
actually meet my clan.
And then keep in mind with the Mandalorian mercs, what happens is when you apply for acceptance, your character is now Lucas approved. So if you really think about it, I mean, not to say that they're going to use your character, but it becomes, I mean, the suit is still yours, but they now have the rights to that suit that you created. It's like their intellectual property, which is still pretty awesome because you're Lucas approved at that point. You're not just, I'm not just Jim that made a costume and put it on and go to, we have cards. We have like, let me see if I have one. Yeah, we'll have like Mandalorian cards like this from the Mando Mercs, and it's really cool because you'll get your own card, and then on the very, very bottom fine print it says Lucas approved, and it's just really, really cool to hand those out to kids and family members. So you get your own trading card if that's something you want to pass out at local cons. And
we can't really mention Mandalorians without mentioning something that's part of the religion, which is weapons.
Weapons. Yeah, so this was a pretty awesome weapon that I had commissioned from a buddy of mine. His name's Terrence Pye. He's out of Sacramento, and he had built a blue one for himself, and I fell in love with it. You can see the hilt here, and it has our local chapter's symbol. Maybe I should go like, yeah, it has the symbol there, which is the Wolves of Mandalore, and it just that's chemically etched in there, and he just made a really, really beautiful sword, and it's basically, we're calling it an energy blade, and it can block. It can block a lightsaber, but that's pretty much it. You're not going to be cutting through, blast doors or anything. But yeah, this is something that I love to walk around cons with, take photos. It just has a really neat appearance. So really proud how this came out. But it wasn't me. This was actually Terrence Pye from Sacramento.
I love all the attention and detail too, which really drives home how much it's beat up, as if you've been fighting and doing bounty hunting
right
on a planet. And what is that? Is that Mando or is that Arabesh? It kind of went away too fast.
I think it's Mandoa. Yep.
Oh yeah, it's
Mandoa. But that's part of like the background stories that you were talking about and everything. You create all that. If that's enjoyable to you, there's people that write stories about their characters and how they met other people that have suits, and that can be a lot of fun. There's also groups that we'll play, like we've played D&D, like versions of D&D, but with our Mando characters, and that's pretty fun too. So there's just a great Star Wars family. Just about anywhere you live out there in internet world, contact your local Mandalorian mercs, your 501st, your Saber guild, your just about any costume group. If you love Star Wars, there's a Star Wars family out there. There's a lot of people that love it just like you do.
I can't wait to see you. Hopefully, are on the troops as soon as COVID's over. I think that's about as much time as we have today, but I can't wait to see you as soon as everything is back to normal.
Thank you, Veronica. Appreciate you guys and everything you guys do. Awesome show. Can't wait to see more of it. So thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right, Veronica, take care.
You too.
Woohoo! You know, we had Tom Hutchins on here when they did the season finale of Mandalorian. We had Tom Hutchins on as a guest the next night, and he is the founder of the Mando Mercs. So to talk to him and see what he started as a simple idea 15 years ago, and then getting to meet somebody like Jim, who is the legacy of what Tom Hutchins has done, is absolutely amazing.
Oh, and this is so much fun for me too because usually in my background I have my my night owl that I'm building right now. But it is so much fun to see someone who's already done it and talk to people. It is just so much fun because some of these guys, they've been at it for longer than I've been alive. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And it's absolutely amazing me too when you see some of the armor, like when you go to the cons and you look at the armor and you're like, oh my god, that looks like a real steel or whatever, but it's like foam.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it could kill you, but it's not. No, I'm having a lot of fun. Some of the stuff, and I love the detail of his sword tonight. Oh my goodness. The Mandalorian Mercs, which is the group that I'm hoping to join soon, they actually have a lot of like, you have to have detail. If you beat something up, it better, be beat up for the rest of your armor, which is something so cool. And have a reason why it would beat up there, like little edges and dirt, and it's so much fun.
Well, I'm excited. I might have to do that with you because I kind of my character with the new saber I got has been kind of evolving into this Mando Sith character. So I wanted to do, I wanted to do some kind of Mando looking armor, but with a very heavily Sith influence. So yeah, I might have to go on that adventure with you, girl.
Come join me. Yeah, hopefully COVID's over soon. Come and troop with us and join, and because actually it's in canon that there's a Jedi Mando, so which of course I don't think I have the sword behind me, but created the sword, my favorite,
Dark Saber.
The Dark Saber, yeah.
Right, Paz Vizsla.
Yeah, Paz Vizsla. So yeah, and that will of course be hopefully on Mandalorian next season. They'll explain more about it, or if anyone has watched the show, Rebels,
right.
They'll probably know a little bit about it too. So yeah, I this stuff is all me. I believe eat and breathe Mandalorian for the past year, since January actually. So over a year now.
Right. Well, it keeps going, and hopefully we'll have those suits done, especially when Dominic Pace gets here to Kyber Cave from the Mandalorian TV show. We've got to represent. Got to have cool costumes.
One of our king bounty hunters.
Yes, and we are going to have a very special Din Djarin here too. So I'm very excited about that. Plenty of photo ops for everybody.
Which is a good plug for our con coming up on April 30th.
April 30th, we will have from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. Dominic Pace will be in the house. He will be signing autographs or a fan comic book that he's promoting. We are the very first stop on his tour, so I am very honored. So he won't be tired yet.
So come and join us, and we might have some other surprise guests. So, spoilers.
You never know what could happen. So, yes, I want to thank all of our special guests tonight. We've had another amazing show. It's not like any show isn't fantastic. Our flow of the day is our producer, Mr. James Kaiser. We don't often get to see him, but you got to see him doing super cool, like making the lightsaber fly out using the Force. James Kaiser, make sure to check him out. Darth Cephalus. Our special guest tonight has been Mr. Jason Gonzalez of Chi-Town Ninja Lightsaber Academy. And if you can go back and watch old videos of American Ninja, you might find the guy with the lightsaber. That's him. And of course, Mr. Jim Eastman for showing us. I had to count at least 20 Mando buckets in that room, dude. It was almost like one of those eyes spy things. How many buckets can you count?
I was trying to count them while I was doing the interview. Oh my goodness. 15. I'm thinking, I think he's, 15. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And
Yeah.
I know when I saw him earlier, he had a Jar Jar in there too. So I want to see a Jar Jar Mando. A Gungan Mando.
He might be a Sith.
All right, we are off. This has been another fantastic week. I also want to thank you for all your hard work. Mr. Oh, he's on this side. Mr. Flannel, go up here. Oh, I can't hear you. Your mic is off, homie.
No.
I said, thank you so
Oh,
much.
there. Huh?
Thank you so much.
Yes. We will be back again next week with more great content for you. So until then, y'all be safe out there in internet land. Come visit us at Kyber Cave, 915 Texas Street, Fairfield, California. We got battles tomorrow night, and we are going to LA in about a month and a half to go whoop some booty.
Yes.
I'll be holding down the home fort while you guys are gone.
Oh man, you need to roll out with us. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful week. Peace.
Well, it's heavy.